Listen out for this. Tattoos, have you got one, are more popular than ever. But workers can be dismissed from or denied jobs because of their body art. Some now want protection under new employment law. But should they actually get it? Well, let's speak to Karen Barnes, who is the manager of the Holiday Inn Express in Burnley. Good morning.
Good morning.
I imagine in hospitality, what people look like is quite important, is it?
Very, yes.
Right, so you wouldn't have anyone on your reception full of tattoos?
Not full of tattoos, probably not, no, but possibly with a tattoo.
Yeah, what do you think about this, that some people with tattoos want protection under employment law?
I think it's a very emotive subject, to be honest. There's pros and cons in every argument, and I don't know. I think it depends on the job you do.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends on the job you're doing. It depends on what you look like, doesn't it? It depends. If you've got tattoos all over your face, and there are people who have them, you probably wouldn't want them front of house, would you?
I think it's... If they were all over the face, then possibly not. But I think there's a big debate as well in terms of quality, because you can see some really good tattoos, and you can see some that are pretty basic. And the quality, I think, is another issue. And also... the subject matter of what those tattoos depict, and you've got to look at it from a customer's point of view.
Let's speak to someone who I'm sure only does quality tattoos. Mark Snake is a tattoo artist in Preston. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Yeah, but you do see, and I think she made a very good point there, you do see people with some pretty low-quality tattoos out there, don't you?
Oh, yes, all the time. And to be honest, this lady really does have a point. Now, there's two ways of looking at this, and it is very much, you're going to say I'm sitting on the fence now, I'm standing in the middle of this, because like the lady says, there's many, many layers to this argument. There's a lot of terrible tattoos, there's a lot of subject matter that really does offend customers. I'm also on the side that people should be allowed to look and express who they want to be. We shouldn't have to be discriminated against that, and there should be protections in the workplace. But this is something that must happen over time. It's not something that can happen overnight. People with tattoos must also respect the views of people without tattoos. It's not okay just to say, well, I've got tattoos and I believe that I should look exactly how I want, no matter what anyone else feels. It's true to a point, yes, but in this day and age, we're still very early fish and we need to evolve. This is something that needs to happen with maybe a little bit of controversy, maybe people's understanding. People from a different generation were brought up very differently. There's a lot of stock to this. So naturally, we're going to have to look after their views as well as our own. It's about everybody. It's not just about the people with tattoos.
I'm just thinking about, certain types of job. The police ban tattoos on the face, hands, and above the collar, don't they? So are there any other jobs which ban tattoos? Do you know?
There are quite a few. The medical profession is quite hot on tattoos. A lot of customer service. But yeah, again, over time we've come to accept people's different haircuts that maybe wouldn't have been accepted in the 60s or even in the 90s. Such things as makeup and the way you brush your hair, the way you assert yourself. So all of these things change over time and do become more acceptable. But we're not ready as a people to just say, okay, everyone should look exactly how they want all the time. But this would be anarchistic, and this would cause many, many more problems than people believe they're facing right now. There should be a time when people should look exactly how they want and not to be judged. But they should also remember the respect of other people's thoughts and feelings. We wouldn't play personal music loud because it might offend others. We wouldn't necessarily go into a place and declare our religion over the top because of respect for others. Same with culture, race, and many other issues. So why do tattoos make people any different? And I'm a tattooist saying that, but I do believe there is a time and a place for everything, and we need to respect the views of everybody else involved.
Do you get people coming to you saying, I want this done, and you go, no?
I do, regularly. I'll try and sit them down. I'll say, this is on your body for the rest of your life. I'll give them scenarios, maybe future job interviews. Put them into a position where someone say, oh, this will look very nice when you're on the beach. But imagine when you're at that ball and you've got that lovely ball gown dress on, or you're at a wedding, and we all pretend not to judge other people, but subconsciously we do. When you see a bridesmaid walk down the aisle, we're all looking at that little dolphin tattoo going, oh, she could have worn something different. today, of all days. But yet, if someone walked down, then this is also bringing up the lady's point of, you know, the quality of tattoos. If we see someone walk down the aisle behind the bride and she's got the most beautiful phoenix going all the way down her back, it's kind of odd because people who wouldn't like tattoos would actually say, oh, isn't that beautiful? Yet the little dolphin, which in theory is nowhere near as bad because it's a little tattoo on the shoulder, people go, oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah.
Why didn't she cover that up? So there's a lot of views to change. It's not just a question of about having tattoos on display. It is a really big can of worms.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much for joining us. That's Mark Snake, who is a tattoo artist in Preston, and before that, Karen Barnes, who is manager of the Holiday Inn Express in Burnley. It all depends. Well, as we're saying, the quality of the tattoo and where they actually are, you know. Sorry if I started to tattoo my face. I wouldn't be reading the news on the television for much longer. I might try that. BBC.